Hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I hope that you are having a great day. I should start off by saying that the purpose of the Demetra K show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people with the emphasis on even because we're great people, but we can always strive to do better. I'd like to say a big giant thank you, hello, and welcome to YouTube and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. And today I will not be sharing the link as I'm here by myself. Donovan had to cancel at the last minute. So we'll be here for about an hour, give or take. I've had a very long day, productive, but very long. But nevertheless, today we're going to be talking about Senator Cory Booker from New Jersey speaking out against Trump for nearly 24 hours now. Of course, we'll get into when he started and why he's doing what he is doing. Um, Also, like to I think I said hello to everybody. So one who cares, how you doing? Alashondra, what's going on with you? And Sunlight, hope you're doing well. Gary Mack, what is going on with you? I know a lot of y'all talk about you don't get notifications. To be fair, I don't get notifications either. When people go live and things like that, I just kind of have to know when they're going to go live. So I don't know what's going on with YouTube. In fact, I don't know if anybody is getting notifications. I guess. Sister Shirley, how you doing? Geechee Dan Buford, what's going on with you? Hope that you are doing well. So yeah, we'll wait and give everybody else just another second to come on. But in the meantime, of course, you guys know that myself, along with the African Diaspora News Channel, will be in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, to be exact, for their Black Expo that they have every year. They invited us to come out and speak to the beautiful people there, which we are completely honored to do that. That'll take place Memorial Day weekend, May 24th through 25th. So it's a Saturday and Sunday. So if you're going to be in the area, you're going to go out there, whatever, you can go to ohioblackexpo.com, ohioblackexpo.com to purchase tickets. They're very inexpensive. And along with that, you'll see musical acts. Tidra Moses is going to be there. Common, from what I understand, is going to be there. Talib Kweli, Marsha Ambrosius is going to be there. So it's going to be, and a whole host of other things. I think it's going to be HBCU bands and just a bunch of food and culture. So it's going to be a really great weekend. So if you're in the area, please come and say hello to us. Also, we have ways to donate to the channel if you see fit. I thank you and I appreciate you in advance. And for everybody who donates and likes and subscribe and everything, my heart is full because of it. So anyway, K-Mac, what's going on with you still? Hope you're doing well. My triple OG moderator, brother Don, Negroes, how are you? JJ Mars says Booker trying to grandstand for 2028. Panther Strike, how you doing? I'm doing well, no complaints, just a little fatigue, but what's new? Mike Nice, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Celeste, how are you? So you said you received a notification. I actually have the phone in my hand. I'm catching you live today. Okay, so I think you're the first person that I've seen said that you actually get notifications. So it's working for some people. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so you guys may or may not have known that Senator Cory Booker from New Jersey, he is conducting, I don't know, it's not even a filibuster. And I'll tell you why in just a second. But Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey has been delivering a marathon speech on the Senate floor since 7 p.m. on Monday. So that was yesterday night, protesting Donald Trump's administration and its policies. As of Tuesday afternoon, his speech has surpassed 20 hours, making it one of the longest Senate speeches in history. Now, he is aiming to draw attention to what he describes as the grave and urgent threats posed by the current administration to American democracy. Financial stability and public safety. He has criticized actions such as proposed spending cuts, attempts to abolish the Department of Education, and efforts to bypass the judicial system. Says while not a formal filibuster, as it is delaying a specific vote, Booker extended his speech. Extended speech seeks to disrupt normal Senate proceedings and highlights his concern about the administration's direction. He has expressed his intention to continue speaking as long as he is physically able. So when I came on here, he was still speaking. So also it says this effort places Booker close to the record for the longest Senate speech held by Senator Strom Thurmond, who spoke for 24 hours and 18 minutes in 1957. Of course, he was trying to speak out against civil rights. He didn't want the blacks to have any civil rights and all that other stuff. Now, of course, he, being Cory Booker, is not doing a filibuster because, as I said, a filibuster is to try to stop typically a piece of legislation from going forward, like Strom Thurmond did in 1957 when he did not want the civil rights anything to go forward. So he spoke for a very long time. Senator Ted Cruz did it at one particular time. I forget why he did it, but during that he read, I think it was Dr. Seuss, Green Eggs and Ham and things like that. Now Corey, he's reading letters from different people from all over the country, and he just saying a whole bunch of stuff. Now it sounds like he's getting like mini breaks in between him speaking by other Democrats who are there kind of cheering him on. So I'm going to show y'all a snippet of his very long speech. So here we go.
We have laid out what they're trying to do. 20 hours. I want to stand more, and I will, but I'm begging people, don't let this be another normal day in America. Please, God, don't let them take Medicaid away from 10, 20, 30, or 40 million Americans who desperately need it. Don't let them do it. This is why I'm standing here, to try to give voice to those people. But what is more needed from now is less people sitting on the sidelines. Less people being witnesses of American history, and more people determined to make it, to make history, to call to the conscience of this nation, to say, I will not stand for another American to lose their health care for a billionaire. I will not stand for another veteran who's dedicated to stopping the suicide of other veterans to lose their job. I won't stand for the collective assaults on the Constitution by a man who even the highest judge in our land, a Republican-appointed judge, said, stop threatening and bullying other branches of government. When is it going to be enough? My voice is inadequate. My efforts today are inadequate to stop what they're trying to do. But we, the people, are powerful. We are strong. We have changed history. We have bent the arc of the moral universe. And now is that moral moment again. It's the moral moment again. God bless America. We need you now. God bless America. If you love her, if you love your neighbor, if you love this country, show your love. Stop them from doing what they're trying to do.
All right, so let me go ahead and remove Mr. Senator Cory Booker. As y'all saw there, he was very passionate. That's just a snippet, again, of his nearly 24-hour speech. As I said, he was speaking before I came on. I don't know if he still is, but if he's going to be speaking till at least 7 o'clock this evening, then he indeed will be speaking for 24 hours, making it one of the longest Senate speeches in history, if not the longest, I think. I don't know. But nevertheless, a lot of people are very encouraged and excited about what he is doing. It's usually people on the left, right? They are encouraged, saying that, he is doing what most people won't do by speaking out against it. Of course, we know that the Democrats are in battle there in Congress because they do not have a majority. The Republicans do. And if you also been following the news, Health and Human Services Department that's under Robert F. Kennedy Jr., they laid off, I think, about 10,000 people today. There's people who showed up to our work, or they tried to anyway, and they were like, no, you can't come in. They learned that they were fired and things like that. So also, of course, USAID has suffered a lot of cuts. Of course, they give money, humanitarian aid to, all over the world. But when Elon Musk, he took over DOGE, Department of Governmental Efficiency, they cut a lot of things, including jobs and, billions probably at this point of dollars from certain programs, and they're not done yet, right? So that was Senator Cory Booker's way of saying, basically, he said, it's a moral moment and we need to do something, right? We need to speak up. We need to, make things happen. Now, of course, there are 2 elections going on in Florida where they are trying to seat 2 Republican seats that were vacated when Trump appointed those 2 individuals to offices within his administration. And so Democrats are really trying to get those seats. Now they're heavily contested Republican areas, so it remains to be seen. Sounds like in Louisiana, they're doing some things as well. They voted against some bills that were proposed by the Republicans. So I don't know, some really interesting things are taking place. But what I want to know from you all, how do y'all feel about what Cory Booker is doing? Do you think it's more symbolism? He's just blowing smoke? Is it effective? Is it going to unite people? Like, what is your opinion? So I'm going to go back into the comment section and see what you all have to say. And thank you for being patient. All right, so is here? Got here when I started speaking. Let's see. Um, Queen Adaya, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Allie, what's going on with you? He says, don't forget to take vitamin B12. Excellent. Yeah, I got to take my vitamins. I usually take them before bed, but I am going to do that. I just got up early and had a very cerebral day. I just had to do a lot of thinking. So I'm a little tired, but it's a good tired. And Allie says, thank you, President Trump. Keep waking up Black people. Okay. Still says talking loud and saying nothing. Yeah. I don't even know how you would speak for that long. I wouldn't have much to say. I don't know. Panther Strike says it's not about the state of Freeman and FBA is not worth listening to. They love throwing around that democracy word. Yeah, he spoke about that a lot. Of course, y'all heard him talk about the veterans, Medicaid, and healthcare and all kind of stuff being in danger because they've been saying, they being the Democrats, that the Republicans are trying to get rid of that stuff. I don't know. They may or they may not be. So now people are really starting to wake up. Of course, you guys know on the 5th, they're supposed to be having this million-person march where they're protesting against Trump and Elon. So a lot of interesting things are taking place now. Dano, what's going on with you? I hope you're doing well. And thank you, Mike, for asking people to hit the like button. Love and appreciate you for that. Negroes says politicians should just go ahead and become actors. Yeah, it was, a little bit on the performative side. And that somebody said maybe he's making a play for 2028. Now, he ran before. Was it 2020? I think he was trying to become president. So, yeah, he might be. So, Daniel says evil scam artist. Okay. Panther Strike says, Corey, stop. Just stop. Negro says they'll make more money on a soap opera. You crazy. All right. Sister Shirley says if the Democrats wasn't promoting trans and illegal immigrants, maybe they could have won the election. Yeah. And even in California, they stopped a bill from going forward that would have banned trans people. So let's say trans women, and I know, bear with me on this, okay? So a trans woman is someone who was gender speaking a man, but they not identify as a woman. So California, they voted against banning them from being in women's sports. They did that today. So, there's a lot of uproar about that. So it's like the Democrats, are still with the stuff. I don't even know why that's a conversation at this point. Why are we arguing as to whether boys who identify as girls should be able to be in girls sports? Not to me, that's a silly conversation. I don't get it. Tex, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Ali says, what an idiot. Texas says, Corey is crying. And Jay Boys, how you doing? Says, laugh out loud, a bunch of crybabies. They should be fighting for reparations, but they never will with this fake Black Congress people. Yeah, I don't know if he spoke about reparations because he's been speaking for almost 24 hours, and I've kind of jumped in and out of him speaking. So I don't know if he did or not, but you're right. They usually don't speak about anything beneficial for Black Americans. It's usually immigrants and, everybody else. But even to this day, Black voters are still the Democrats' most loyal group of voters. So you would think they take notes, right? Andrew Sarian, how you doing? He says, run Black Americans, or he says, our reparations check. Run. Okay, I got you. So run us our reparations check. Absolutely. Lodge Vegan, how you doing? Says any award down for the worst actor. I mean, Senator, acting goes to. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. To me, as I said earlier on another video, I was like, I mean, all this could have been avoided. He could have got some sleep if the Democrats would have just listened to the American people saying, we don't want all this foolishness that you guys are going for. Foolishness being the mass deletion of babies, the trans stuff, the boys and girls sports, and the mass immigration and all of that. If you would have just listened, then most people probably would have said, okay, we'll give y'all another shot. But they brought Kamala in there and she was going full speed ahead with all of the foolishness. So here we are, and he's not gotten any sleep in almost 24 hours, or probably longer at this point. Shan, how you doing? Says, so now you talking about God bless America and goddesses and gods of America, but nevertheless, when we need help, what was the help then? Right, call on God, and we should call on God, but it's like y'all there in Congress, y'all have the power, and Democrats had the power at one point in time, but you didn't want to use it to do for the American people. You wanted to use it to help everybody else. So here we are. Ali says the loony left still won't accept the loss of the election. Yeah, now they're trying to flip some seats, right? Priscilla, how you doing? She says Jersey. That's your senator, right? He said Jersey is here. Ernest, how you doing? He says they could have got somebody else. His voice makes me sick. Sounds like he's about to throw up and cry down. At the same time, another Sambo. Yeah, I thought he was going to cry a few times, and maybe he did. I'd imagine you would be pretty fatigued doing something like that. It's very exhausting. I mean, hell, when I do this for an hour or two, I'm like, so I couldn't imagine doing it that long. Nyla, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. um, who else is on here? You say text. He says if he did that filibuster for reparations for FBAs, Black Americans, I'd give him props, but he'd actually have to do something with that, right? Because talking is one thing, but actually doing something is another, right? Casual 42, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Negroes says Happy New Year, y'all. Is it New Year? You talking about a spring solstice? Is that what you're talking about? Fill me in. Ali says fight, President Trump. Okay. Got you. Daniel says blowing smoke as usual. Negro says symbolic performance. Okay. Panther Strike says Queen Demetria, he's a performer fighting for all others but us. He's a lame trying to get our attention. Yeah, well, he's definitely got everybody's attention. I will say that. Celestia says blowing smoke. He could go sit his A down. He's standing up for white America. He has a potential running for president. I'm not impressed. Absolutely. Johans, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. He says they are windmilling now. You ain't lying. And I know exactly what you mean by that. JJ, I say saying hi to Mike. And William, Mr. Vogel, how you doing? Long time no see. He says I have met Cory Booker on Uber of occasions at the Willard Hotel. He is all about Cory, and he is trying to position himself as the savior of Democrats. Down says and deeply flawed humans, being a narcissist on steroids. He has been working on 2028 for years now. Don't let him fool you. Yeah, I could believe that. I could believe that he's trying to run for 2028. I mean, hell, a cat could do it at this point. Democrats, they're all over the place. So it remains to be seen. Queen Adia says, I believe it's a hook, line, and switch up the bait and switch. Yes, indeed. And Andrew Sarian says, I don't trust Cory. Damn, I got you. Shandy says, it's more symbolism because they're doing something shady, and watch them right now anyway. Gina, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Ali says, thank you, Doge. So you're saying thank you to Doge, Elon and Doge. Because, Elon is going through some things with his Teslas and all of that, his dealership. His stocks seem like they're not doing very well. Of course, the stock market, as of this morning when I checked and heard about it, it wasn't doing well because I guess they're anticipating the tariffs that I guess Trump is going to put into play tomorrow. So I guess the stock market is kind of nervous. I don't know if it rebounded, but a couple hours ago, it seems like it didn't. So Star Child, how you doing? Oh, well, thank you. And Child of God, how you doing? It says Cory Booker was handpicked by Rabbi Shmuley Teach. Says while in college to be a politician for Israel, his whole career has been funded by Israel to work for them. Do your research. Yeah, I'm familiar. I didn't know that was his name, but I'm familiar with Cory being involved with them. I actually saw some pictures. I was like, oh, it was kind of disturbing. Because obviously, to your point, yeah, that's who his handlers are. And I also saw another video of him having a conversation with them in regards to Black Americans and our support for them, and it was kind of cringy, I would say. Carrie, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Percy, what's going on with you? Says Cory is doing the expected action. Okay. Negro, he says Cory doesn't have a chance at all in 2028. Who knows, right? I mean, who is the leader of the Democrat Party? Who is that? They're all kind of, out there speaking and screaming. I mean, at this point, it could be Jasmine Crockett. I'm not saying that's a good thing, but I don't know who would do it. Will Kamala come back, for actually a third try? Because she's tried before, right? In 2020. Will she come back again? I don't know. Texture says it's a performance he's doing. Mr. Smith goes to Washington with that racist Jimmy Stewart. Damn. Negro says we're still talking about trans. Dang, yeah, it is still a thing. Queen Adia says automatically speaking, they're still males. Yeah, I was trying my best to, give it some context, but like I said, it's over my head. Sky Dancer, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Panther said this is why Democrats crash and burn. Their focus of attention was and is on the wrong issues and people. Yep. And still to this day, it still is. As I said the other day, Al Green and them, they were marching for immigrants. It's like, Are y'all not listening? Are y'all not listening? Apparently not. Shan, she says you on the 5th. I might be at the movies that day, or I might be going out to eat. Protest for nobody, because nobody protests for me. Got you. Okay, yeah, yeah, child of God, I'm familiar with it. Priscilla says Cory Booker is grandstanding. When it gets bad, Cory will run as usual. I read his book. He's a big liar. Okay. Ali says FBA stay at home April 5th. This is not our fight. Yeah, a lot of people saying I'm not doing it, right? Brenda, how you doing? Says, has anyone seen the video where the black young lady is at the doctor's office? Yes. And someone has wrote on her blood sample for her name, and it read King Kong. Yes, I did see that. Like, yikes. Like, you didn't think you'd get caught? That no one would know that it was you that did that? It's crazy. Victor, how you doing? Wow, he says Cory Bussy Booker. I have to make sure I said that the right way. But how you doing? All right, let me skip down a little bit so I can catch up. Anton, how you doing? He says Cory Booker reminds me of Michael Jackson in the Bad video. You ain't bad. You ain't bad. You ain't nothing. In your Michael Jackson voice, Magnetic, what's going on with you? Hope you're doing well. Daryl, what's going on? It says Cory, shocker, trying to stay relevant. Well, he's got everybody's attention today. Everybody's wrapped up into Cory Booker and him, doing that extra long marathon speech is what they're calling it. Roz, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. That guy from Texas, how are you? Long time no see. Our Negro says there's not one Democrat that is worthy, and that's a shame. Yeah, it's like, who would that be? MC Fact, how you doing? It says Senator Cory Booker reintroduces legislation to form Commission for Study of Reparations, proposal for African Americans, another study. Yeah, him and Ayanna Presley, they're going full speed ahead with a study that we said we didn't want, right? Texas says Cory and Kamala made their anti-lynching bill into law, so why hasn't it been used in obvious lynching cases like those twins? May they rest in power, because they don't think that it was a lynching. They think it was a suicide, if you will. But I don't think that it was. Nyla says, I want a 24-hour answer to the Democrats controlled the presidency, House, and Senate during Obama. He says they did nothing. Yeah, and then they said, oh, we couldn't do anything, or Obama couldn't because, the Republicans were stopping him. But it's like he had the Senate for at least all of Congress, really, for 2 years, and decided to do nothing specifically for us, but he did for everybody else. So you're right. Our Negro says, Demetrius Sharon will fund you. Nah, I'm good. I don't need that kind of stress. Panther says, we will vote for the party that has solid legislation for tangible, specifically FBAs. That guy from Texas says, Jasmine Crockett and her sassy antics. Yeah, and I see a lot of conversation on TikTok is ramping up about her. And the wool being pulled off of her, that she's not really the city girl that she purports to be. She's actually really like a valley girl, that she's got this high paid education in high school and college. Her parents are well-to-do and all of that. And there she is out there, with her wigs that aren't glued down. And yeah, I saw her a video today, and she was speaking and her wig wasn't glued down. And I'm like, I could see your wig is lifted up and you can't see it. I'm not trying to wig shame anybody, but I just thought that was weird. Hey, Cynthia, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Ali says, call ICE. The Democrats purposely opened the borders. Look at black towns now. Yeah, and look at a lot of the mayors who are still 10 toes down for the immigrants. Brandon Johnson in Chicago is one of them. Hey, Bakari, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Diane, what's going on with you? James, how are you? Says, good work, baby girl. Keep that third eye on him. I'm trying. The third eye is kind of sleepy right now, though. But thank you. Did it skip down? Let's see. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Text says Al Green is half Samoan, so it makes sense he's be marching for immigrants since his mom is one. Got you. Victor, Victory. Did I call you Victor earlier? Victory. It says I'm good, beautiful. Okay, good. Sorry that I misread your name too. Cynthia says on April 5th, I will be at home chilling. When is April 5th? So today is the 1st. So that's what, Saturday? I have a niece and a nephew who have a birthday on that day. So I don't know what I'll be doing. I am doing something. I just don't remember what it is, but it won't be none of that. Text says, but he shouldn't say he's black when he don't have black interests. Yep, that is true. That guy from Texas says they're listening, just not to us. Yep. Cynthia says on so okay, I got that. And Priscilla says Corey was running around with a rabbi on his back, a grown man. He's in their pockets hard. Yeah, I've seen some stuff. Um, they were asking him in one video. Um, so basically, how can you ensure that the a black youth will be pro us? And he says, "Oh yeah, don't worry about it. There, we're gonna make sure everything is good." So he was reassuring them because I guess maybe they got a little nervous because the younger generation of us is like, I don't care about none of that. I'm not scared. I don't have nothing to lose, so I'm not scared like the generations before me. I'm gonna say what I want. So they were asking him for reassurance that he's going to be able to basically control the black youth to be in favor of them and their agenda. So, and I saw that with my own eyes. I was like, wow, okay. But it was like a hidden video. So they didn't know they were being recorded, but somebody there was recording it. So, still says, do not forgive or forget. Okay. Diane says those twins did not unalive themselves. No, I totally agree with you. Daryl says Jasmine Crockett is the black female version of Malibu's most wanted. I got you. Hey Al, how you doing? Says Dennis Rodman faked his death as an April Fool's joke. I forgot that it's April Fool's. Usually I play an April Fool's joke, but I'll be forgetting. That's what happens when you get older. But yet I don't know how funny that is. Brother Reggie, you are up and among us. How you doing? Says Ratchet Jasmine getting them wig tips from Auntie Maxine. But you know what? Auntie Maxine is old enough to be wearing a wig. And I'm not trying to wig shame nobody because I might need to wear one day. I don't know. But I mean, it was lifting up. It was like you could see it, like, and I'm like, you looking dead in the camera, you can't see your wig, your unit just is up, like you could stick a comb or something under there. It's like, I mean, I don't know nothing about wigs. Let me shut up. Text says modern day lynchings have been covered up as suicides. I remember a case from 2015 of a teen tied up to a tree, dead in his mom's yard. Yeah, I remember that one too. So there's been quite a few of them, right? Thank you, One Who Cares, for asking people to hit the like button. Thank you. That guy from Texas says you better thank a union member. Absolutely. Meska, how you doing? He says, hi, Dimitri. I worked under Cory Booker when I was a firefighter in the city of Newark, New Jersey. He was the mayor, and he and I had a conversation one morning in front of the firehouse. And I looked in his eyes as we were talking. Cory has no soul. There was no life in him. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul. Yeah, I could get that. I get why you say that. Because if you look at him, it's kind of like he's, and he's speaking, but he's got all this passion, but he's just speaking, and he's just mad, and it's like blink or something. So I get why you would get that impression of him, and I got that a few times as I was watching him today. Hey Thunder, how are you? Hope you're doing well. You like this weather? Well, if you like it, don't enjoy it because it's supposed to get cold in a couple of days, which is so odd. Like, what is going on here in Houston? It's going to be in the 60s. Ali says Jasmine Crocker reminds me of Tamika Mallory minus the it says the catalytic converter. What? I can see that though. She does kind of remind you of Tamika Mallory. Michelle, how you doing? He says Crockett is pushing a new abortion care awareness into after 2025. Dems never stop pushing abortion onto the Black community. We will never see them directing Planned Parenthood to Jewish people. Shameful. No, just to us. You're absolutely right. Let's see. Jesse, what's going on with you? Brother Arniba, what is going on? Hope you're having a great day. Nyla says, why the Democrats did not submit the Black agenda when they were in control of the House and the Senate. The Democrats play games and wait until the Republicans control the House and Senate to submit their bills, knowing the Republicans will oppose. Shaking my head, stop playing games. How can the Black American citizens make sure our agenda is submitted when the Democrats are in control of the House and Senate? Right. Well, hopefully next time if the Democrats get in office, they'll say, okay, Black people wasn't playing with us this last time around, so we actually need to do something, not just go in there screaming and shouting and all that other stuff. Actually do something. And they have to start doing that now, I would imagine, before the Black American voters that left show back up again for the Democrat Party. It's like, talking is over. Hey, M, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's see who else is on here. Text says Cory Booker is a robot, an Obama robot. And most of them are, if you ask me. They all sound and act just like him. He said clone. Negroes. And he said, I saw the twins photo of them. He says, unfortunately, it wasn't my intentions, but it did look staged. Their bodies, let's see. He says their bodies were put there, had to be a ritual sacrifice. Yeah, because they were supposed to be on a flight or something, but they missed the flight. And so somehow they ended up in some mountain somewhere, and they found them both, and they tried to say that one took the other one's life, but their family is like, nah, no, no. And I agree with them. It seems really, really weird. And then a firefighter got in trouble for taking photos and passing around the photos of their bodies. Sounds like what they would do when when they were conducting lynchings. They would take souvenirs, right? Take pictures and make postcards and other things from the people that they lynched. So why are you doing that? What is so intriguing about that, sir? So yeah, they got a lot of answers or questions to answer. You said it was 39 this morning. One who cares? Where are you again? I didn't go. I haven't been outside at all today, so I don't know how cold it was out there. CJ, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. He says, I was listening earlier, but have to note that the anti-lynching bill has provisions for other groups to correct. The one, he says, who Cali protected today, not Black folks. Look it up. No, you're absolutely right. They never make bills just for Black people because anybody can be lynched. It's not technically just a Black person thing that happens to us, although it predominantly happens to us, but anybody can have that happen to them. So you're right. It's not just for us. So good catch. That guy from Texas says she needs to holler at Tiffany Henyard about that. Says about that wig. The super mayor never has her hair out of place. You ain't lying, because she's spending the city budget, on her hair and makeup and stuff. So they better be doing a good job making sure that wig is tacked all the way down. I don't know. Michelle says, remember when the rumor was out there about Booker being gay, and the next thing he was dating a Latino celebrity. He is a light in the loafers. Damn, I ain't heard that in a minute. Rosario Dawson, is that her name? Rosario Dawson. That's who he was engaged to, as a matter of fact, when he was running. And then, shortly after, he threw in his hat like, I'm not going to be running no more. They were done. And ain't heard about him being with anybody else since. So he might be light in the loafers. Hey, Corey, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. DBG7, how are you doing? He says, talking for how long? Almost 24 hours at this point. If he's still speaking at 7 o'clock this evening, it'll be 24 hours straight. He's speaking out against the Trump administration and the things that they're doing, quote unquote, to the American people. So, yeah, almost 24 hours. Thunder, he says, question, did you see how the Democrats shut down 50 Cent? It says they don't want you financially stable because you are, it says you are, they're out of a job. So you're talking about, I heard a little bit about it. Was it in regards to a bill out there? Some bill in Louisiana, because I know his studio's out there. He wanted some bill to pass, but I forget which one it was, but it didn't pass. Is that the one you're talking about? He says, Corey is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. He might be by now, right? Delirious, didn't get any sleep. Diane says the firefighter has something to do with it too. I think so too, because why are you taking a picture and passing it around and laughing about it? What's up with that? So yeah. All right, absolutely, Mike. Truth be told, Tuesday. Okay, so St. Louis. So yeah, y'all still kind of cool there. Yeah, normally here in Houston, I've only been here since 2020. It seems like by now it'd be, I mean, it's hot today, but it's going to be cooler in a couple of days, which is extremely odd. And I'm not mad about it, but it is really weird, Alice said the Republicans are the only ones who push for Field Order 15, not the Democrat Party, and sign for everything else, not the Democrats. Fact check this in history. Absolutely. So that's Special Field Orders 15 in regards to reparations. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Alex Jackson, what's going on with you? Says Cory Booker doesn't stand on business for Black people. He was bought and paid for by AIPAC. Absolutely. And that has been proven. And most of them have been, right? Most of them have been. Shannon says, I like, you said they said God is coming on day number 7 and they won't call me a ninja when I get to heaven. Yeah. But the other thing too is I don't know if heaven is real. I'm not saying it's not. I don't know if it is. I don't know if anybody who's gone and come back and says, hey, it's great up here. You must come up here sooner than later. But I know we should be striving to have heaven now, heaven on earth. Because if you look at everybody else, they have heaven on earth. But it's only taught to us that, oh, just wait, heaven is coming soon. When you die, I guess, and you'll be washed as white as snow. See, I like being black, brown. I don't want to be washed white as snow. So if that's what I got, what they got in heaven, I might be all right down here. But I got you. Um, that guy from Texas says, is Cory Booker married to Rosario Dawson? No, they were engaged, but they broke it off. The show is over type of thing once he didn't get the Democrat nomination. Thunder says, family, those tariffs going to affect tomorrow. Stock up. Yes. So the stock market is also kind of shaky due to the Trump tariffs impending. So, and y'all got to forgive me about to start sweating, and my fan is over there, can't reach it. So it's a hot flash. It'll pass. Text says, did anyone hear about a teen being attacked by white? It says white migrants at Coney Island subway on his way to school. I didn't hear about that, but I'm sure now I will. Now that you said it, Victory says he liked Bussy. Oh my God, I don't even want to know if he does. Corey says, I got an idea for Miss Sassy. She needs to stop talking. Well, she's running against Sheldon Daniels there in Dallas, and he's giving her a run for his money. Run for the money rather. But to me, I think people in that district, you're screwed. I think it's District 30 in Dallas. You're screwed either way because, she's just sassy and he backtracked. He does not believe in reparations for descendants of slavery. And he, went on and on about why it's not fair to everybody else. And we weren't slaves, this, that, and the other, even though not too long ago, he was for reparations. So, he's a joker too. So good luck to y'all in District 30 in Dallas, if that's who's running. Thunder says, yes, that bill would have helped a lot of black folks, but the Democrat programming kicked in and they self-sabotage. Yeah. So I did hear about that one. Panther, he says that bill 50 Cent is promoting doesn't make much sense, especially when it puts more money in rich folks' pockets. So that was the argument that I heard, that it was going to make wealthier people wealthy. But I guess 50 Cent was more or less like, y'all should vote for it, in favor of it, but it didn't pass. So I don't know. That guy from Texas says Cory Booker is probably reading Green Eggs and Ham to the senators right now. Yeah, that's what Ted Cruz did. Michelle says Mike Johnson and other Republicans wanted to change parts of Louisiana Constitution. They were caught on the hot mic saying that they were depending on a low voter turnout. Yeah, so it sounds like those bills that they wanted did not pass. From what I understand, it was like 4 of them that didn't pass. So, I guess that didn't work for them. And then whatever else is going on there in Louisiana and Florida, I guess we'll find out tonight what happened. Which is, I guess, at this point, 15 minutes from now, when the polls close. Michelle, Emmy says, I think Cory dude is on drugs or just weird, probably just weird, right? Michelle says, but the black folks turned out. And Alan, how you doing? Says, exactly. Let's see here. Antoine says, obviously making House or Senate bills for blacks only is DEI, so they won't do it. Yeah. And, we don't need DEI. We got all the money to make a difference in our own community. So we need to just focus on building our own thing and stop begging white folks to allow us to be a part of their organization. They never wanted us to be a part of their organization, and they never will. So there you have it. Carrie says, if he did, may the Most High bring judgment on him and his family this month. Are you talking about the firefighter? Okay, got you. All right, so let me skip down a little bit, y'all, so I could catch up. I apologize. Oh, no, I'm already at the bottom. So, okay, let me go back. Michelle says, I think there will be a recession this year. Putin and Zelensky is playing hardball in Israel and Gaza are still at it. Yeah, it's a lot going on. I forget, Sweden, I think it is, that I read somewhere today, that they're preparing, building bunkers and things like that underground because they feel like World War III is here. So they want to protect their people. I think it was Sweden that I saw that today. So it's getting very interesting. A lot of people feel the same way. Emmy says, I hear from people in Cory's hometown that they can't stand Cory Booker. They said that the fire he supposedly saved somebody from was fake. Nah, that's what Cory's homie said. Okay, so yeah, I heard about the fire that I guess did he go into the house or something happened? Yeah, I remember that. So they're saying that was it was theater, huh? Wow. Negro says, but the twins' names, he says Qadir, name meaning Arabic, powerful, able. Says one of the 99 names of God, Nasir. one who gives victory helper. It says bell alarm. May it be a sign. Okay. Michelle, he says he put his foot in his mouth. He probably would have won. He spoke too soon. All right. And Thunder says also for those who invest in the market, Coke Bottling Company is having a 10-to-1 stock split. Great opportunity, in my opinion. Okay, good to know. Opal, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. M says, yes, ma'am. F them devils. Okay. Um, Ali says, let's get the likes up. Okay. Well, thank you for the reminder. Antoine says, 50 Cent wants to be a super capitalist, meaning he's selfish and not for community. Yeah. So that was the other thing that I saw too in regards to him. They're saying, he's, basically wanted it to pass for the wealthy. And forgive me, I don't know exactly what that bill entailed, but for whatever reason, it didn't pass. And so I guess people are split on what it actually would have meant. But, um, with the oligarchy there in Washington, a lot of people are uneasy. And the crazy thing is, Trump said he was, all the stuff that, for the most part, that he's doing, said he was going to do. Although I think a lot of people didn't think that Elon was going to really just be up in there doing all the stuff that he's doing. So there's a lot of people who aren't pleased, and a lot of those people don't look like us because there's a lot of federal workers, who are white or other, and they're losing their jobs. Again, they said like 10,000 people for the uh, health and what is it? Health, the RFK Jr. Slipped my mind, but his department, uh, it just slipped my mind. But so they laid off 10,000 people today. So a lot of people are uneasy. So I would imagine a lot of people probably would vote against anything that the Republicans are doing right now because it's scary. Yeah, the CDC has been gutted as well. They said that I guess they were doing studies on smoke studies and a whole bunch of other stuff, and they're like, yeah, not anymore. So it's a lot out there. It's kind of shaky. Shan says, haven't heard that kind of poisoning the water in America. And Opal says that these Democrats are crashing out. The only game plan and strategy that they have is trashing Donald Trump. They still don't have any policies to help Black people. There you go. At what point do you stop doing all that screaming and hollering and Trump, 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 Trump? Because that's what Kamala was doing. And look what happened with her. She was not successful. So people might be a little bit more scared now of a Trump administration, but they weren't scared enough then because people wanted the things that they were championing for to end or not to come into fruition even more so than they were already. So yeah, the Democrats, I don't think they'll, I don't know. It remains to be seen. Midterm elections next year, things may change. I don't know, but they sure better come up with a plan quick to get more people on board. Yes, it is HHH. I'm still drawing a blank. I know it's health. Oh, health and human services. There you go. I'm telling you, it's been a long day. Health and human services. Sorry about that. Daryl says the Chinese government blocked the sale of, yep, I saw that. Panama Canal, the Chinese government will take over the shares. Orange man about to act out. Yeah, because that was Trump's argument, is that the Panama was allowing the Chinese to, pretty much take it over and do what they wanted to do with it. Of course, his argument was that it belonged to the American people, so we want it back. But the Chinese said, yeah, hold our beer. I think they invested like $23 billion or something like that, from what I understand. So yeah, I did see that. Is it Jesse? Is it your birthday today? Well, if it is, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Michelle says, if I would have known that Elon was going to play a huge part in Trump's administration, I would have stayed home. He says, I have never liked Elon, and I think Trump is compromised and angry. Yeah, and there you have it. And that's what a lot of people said. Okay, I voted for Trump, but I didn't vote for Elon, right? Elon is not even an elected member at all, right? In no way, shape, or form. He was just given a job to go and, do what he's doing. And, admittedly, they did find a lot of fraud and things like that. And it's like, okay, great, stay there. But you're laying off a lot of people and things like that. And then he and Trump don't understand why people don't want to drive his cars. And it's not even just here. It's overseas as well. I think Rome, I saw where they burnt up a bunch of Teslas and stuff. So it's all over the world. They're like, no, we're good. We're good. So it's getting really wonky. Sister Shirley says, how many times are we going to be bamboozled and hoodwinked by the Democrat Party? They have no plan on passing reparations bill for the descendants of slaves in America. Right. I think a lot of people are waking up. It's just a bunch of talking now, right? Magneto says, I'm not sure why a bunch of government employees thought Trump, Elon had their backs. Yeah. And admittedly, a lot of them probably didn't vote for Trump and Elon, right? A lot of them probably didn't, but a lot of them probably did. And as I say, to a lot of people who voted for Trump, voted for him out of racism, never thinking that any of that stuff will blow back on them, right? The backdraft. They never thought they would be a victim of that. But when people who are capitalist billionaires, they don't care about anybody else that's not in their class. Whether you're white, green, black, whatever it is, they don't care. If you ain't got the money to even talk to them, they don't care about their policies or anything they want to do harming you. They want to keep you on in the rat race, rather, on a hamster wheel, so that you can continue to churn the machine for them because they own it. So Michelle says Republicans don't have any policies either. If you look closely, he's doing everything by executive order, which doesn't stick. The next president will undo everything that he has done. And that's probably true. There's another, I think is it New Hampshire, where there's a state Supreme Court judge race. And Elon is giving out millions of dollars to people who showed up to the rallies, and they're pumping a lot of money into that race. Although it sounds like it's supposed to be like a nonpartisan thing. I don't know how that would be, but I guess because some judges are considered to be nonpartisan when they're running, but they really want to get more judges favorable to the Republican agenda so that they won't keep stopping what they're trying to do, because a lot of the judges, some of them appointed by Democrats, one by Obama in regards to, I think, is the migrants that they shipped to, where was it? Not Venezuela. Is it El Salvador? They want him out of there because he's stopping what Trump is trying to do. So, Allie says, thank God Kennedy is getting chemicals out of the food. I once saw a Japanese food company processing what? I hope they wasn't shipping that over here. Yeah, that's one thing I like about RFK being there, is getting the chemicals out of the food. That to me is highly important because it's doing bad things to people. Jay, thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you for that. He says RuPaul needs to sit down if he can't stand. He says for Black people, who the hell is RuPaul? Black people is supposedly a Black person in government. I don't want to hear it. So you're saying Cory Booker looks like RuPaul? In a way. Magneto says you should hear some of the people in our union meetings. Guess which ones? Oh, I already know. Not thinking it was going to be them. See, it's cool when you're sticking it to the Blacks. It's the Blacks. You see, when you're sticking it to the Blacks, then it's funny. But when it comes back to you, then it's not so funny, right? Even in regards to housing and food stamps here in Texas, they're really close to passing a bill saying that if you're on food stamps, you can't buy junk food and stuff like that. But, often they think that's Black people that's doing it, but it's not just Black people. It's a whole host of other people that's doing it as well. So, let's see here. Ooh, I got behind again. Undisputed Truth, how you doing? It says, if those fools had just closed the border, Trump says wouldn't be in the White House. Yeah, that and a whole host of other things. But they kept on full speed ahead with the foolishness. I mean, how do you have deletion trucks at rallies? That was Kamala, deletion of babies at rallies. It's like, huh? Out of all the things you can have, why that? So, yeah. Shan says, have you heard the poisoning the water and the food here in America? Yeah, it's been going on. They call it high fructose corn syrup and, red dye number 40 and 30 and a whole host of other things that's not really considered food, but it's in food sources, right? Yes. So Jesse says, it's my, you said, oh, okay, your lady's birthday. Got you. Yours was back in January. Well, tell your lady we said happy birthday and many, many more. And tell her to take you to her favorite store and buy her most favorite thing in the world. Michelle says Elon's family supported apartheid. I detest him and his crazy father. Yes, They were a big part of it, made a lot of their money from apartheid South Africa. So absolutely. So he's over here espousing those same ideologies, carrying on with racism and all kind of stuff on X, his platform. Uh, Ali said God is using Elon and Trump for God's chosen ones. FBA, yeah, I believe they're really waking us up. A lot of black people are just like, yeah, y'all do it. We're good, right? Negro says Elon is a nerd. Why is everyone afraid? Didn't we want Babylon to burn? Well, Babylon's gonna burn with or without him, you know. So yeah, I saw too. You got a baby mama somewhere who sold her $100,000 Tesla because I guess he's trying to cut her child support payments. And now I guess a judge is forcing him to take a paternity test because he didn't want to do that. I'm like, Elon sound like he got other problems going on. I mean, he's the richest man in the world, so I don't know what his deal is with the child support, but she's selling her car because she says she needs the money. Okay. Thunder says, question, is it me or the only reason folks are upset with Elon is because he's visible? Can we name the last person that was in that position before him? I'm waiting. Nobody. It's a new position. Doge is a new department, the Department of Governmental Efficiency. So he's the first one to do it. Said he's stepping down in May. That remains to be seen, right? Because he feels like most of his work will be done then. I think he's probably like, yeah, Trump, you ain't tell me all this was going to be happening to my businesses. I think that's really what it is. Ross says Newark residents didn't like Cory Booker at the city council meetings. The residents were pissed and kept calling him that Negro down whenever they referred to him. And there he is in the Senate. Bernard, how you doing? Says, Cory, go to sleep. Is he still speaking? I don't know if he's still speaking because he was when I came on here. Jesse says, Cory Bussy ruined Newark. Oops. He says, it skipped up. I'm sorry. Newark, aka Brick City. Got you. All right, so I'm gonna skip down a little bit so I could catch up. Sister Shirley says, I believe they are putting things in our food as a part of the depopulation order. Absolutely. Yeah, especially in our neighborhoods, right? So you got to be careful. That's why I go to their neighborhoods and shop. I be all up in the Whole Foods, Sprouts, and the HEB Central Markets. Yeah, that's why I shop. Where y'all shop, I'm gonna be there right elbow in elbow with you. What we getting today? Right. So when you know, you know. Carrie says the Most High told us we have no friends. I guess we can believe him now. Absolutely. Yes, Ali. Elon created Starlink, and he's mad with South Africa because they won't let him set up shop unless he gives somebody black part ownership of it. And he's mad, saying it's anti-white. It's like, oh, sound like you want a little DEI over there, huh? Huh. Antoine says RuPaul and Cory discovered they are DNA cousins after both participated in the PBS show Finding Your Roots, where RuPaul learned he shares a long stretch of identical DNA with the senator, which is probably why they look a lot alike. Okay, got you. Hey, Raven, how you doing? Says the black grassroots and states who are fighting for reparations should be connecting instead of, it skipped up, sorry. Should be connecting instead of the solo move. The drum sounds louder and heard far and wide, rather. We have to show the Bookers, Presleys, and Cali Black caucuses, we're coming from the streets, so keep your studies. Absolutely. We don't want the studies, right? Text says, wasn't someone who had eyes popping out like Cory called bugging out, or that he was on speed drugs? Yeah, he's bugging for real, right? Amy says, one governor, I think West Virginia banned certain chemicals in food for his state. Kennedy has extended an invite for more governors, but corporation ain't trying to hear. Yeah. And it's cheaper too to put that poison in foods. I know California was talking about dyeing red dye 40. I don't know if they did. They were talking about it. Tracy, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, we are live. Monet, what's going on with you? Who else is on here? We come live every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Central Time. So let's see. I'm just reading the other comments. M says, actually, the Doge department was created under Obama's administration, but somehow Obama dropped the ball like everything else. Yeah, he was trying to do something like that because he was saying pretty much the same things that they are actually doing now. But yeah, it's up and popping now, right? So yeah, you're absolutely right. Our Negro says 4 and 4. Be cautious, y'all. So April 4th, be cautious. What's going on April 4th? Do tell. Queen of Diet says, become a label reader. The Most High said melanated people would be hated with a perpetual hatred. Prophecy is coming to pass. Yah will avenge Yeshua. Yeah, I have the Yucca app. You can get that on your, store, your phone, Apple Store, whatever it is, whatever phone you have, the Yucca app, and you can scan most things, and it'll tell you whether it's good or it's bad and what chemicals are in there. That's what I do for almost everything that I have. Stuff that you put on your skin, your hair, food, and all of that. Because a lot of that stuff we shouldn't be ingesting, but a lot of us have been ingesting it for years, not even knowing, right? With all of those chemicals and ingredients and stuff that they put on in food, you're not supposed to be eating that. A lot of countries outlaw that stuff. They won't have it. They won't have it at all. So, but America, yeah, they're okay with it. Thought I heard somebody. Text, it says, makes sense. RuPaul and Corey are related. They're both. Got you. Shaw, how you doing? Say he's a robot. Okay. Carrie said, there goes my red velvet cake. I mean, you could do red velvet cake. Just make it yourself. Make it yourself, or go somewhere where they're not putting all the poison. And I know what you're talking about as far as the red dye, but there's other things I guess you could do, natural stuff, to give you the red velvet, if you will. I know vegans, I think, used to use or still do beets. Of course, you have to zhuzh that up a little bit, but yeah, you don't have to use food coloring. And I don't think even back then food coloring probably wasn't as toxic as it is now, because food coloring's always been around. But yeah. Tracy says, messing with Yucca app, you will leave out the store empty-handed. You ain't lying. You ain't lying. But you know what? On one hand, you might save some money, but then you might spend a little bit more, because some of the stuff that is good for you sometimes is more expensive than the cheap stuff. But you'll live longer, right? On the back end, you won't have to spend so much money on medical bills and things like that. But our bodies weren't meant to handle all of the toxic stuff that they put in food. So that's kind of how I look at it. But you're right. You'd be like, man, I can't get that either. Matthew, how you doing? Says, black politicians, stop calling for FBA help when you're in trouble. How about helping us when we cry for help? Yeah, how about helping us, and then we'll think about helping you? Absolutely. Text says, it's not melanated people. It's just black or anyone connected to us. Indians aren't hated, and they're darker than us. They were hated until, the white man told them, come on and help us. And that's, how that happened. They're so-called allyship, if you will. Ali says, how do you spell it, Demetra? So it's Yuka. Yuka, and it has a carrot on it, orange carrot for the picture. You won't regret it. Hey, Troy, how you doing? Says Corey Bussy, shaking my head. Y'all gonna make that man gay, huh? Thunder says, question, have you seen the Robert De Niro miniseries on Netflix, The Way the Bad Guys Were Communicating? Get your communication game of family. No, I didn't even know he had one on there. I have to check it out. I like, is it like a documentary? Because I love documentaries. Write that down. Yes, beets for red. Yeah, so that's what I understand. He can use beets. Shannon says that's when those pigs are going to come on and play. What? Tex says they've been poisoning the food since the Reagan era. Yep. Right around that time is when they really started to inject high fructose corn syrup into the food. It used to be pure sugar, but it was cheaper. High fructose corn syrup is cheaper to put in food. Sugar at one point it was considered white gold. It was like a hot commodity type of thing. Sugar is bad for you, but it's better than a high fructose corn syrup, because your body doesn't know how to digest that or what to do with it. Sugar, yes, that not so much. Not that sugar's good, but it's better. Oh, well, thank you, Negroes. I appreciate you for that. Tracy, I say you're talking to Mike. And let's see here. M says, shout out to the synthetic hair folks. Says they found carcinogens in synthetic hair. Be careful. You cannot trust these devils. Yeah. That synthetic hair is a mess. They said it got all kind of chemicals, lead, and all kind of stuff. Not too long ago, it was about like a month or so ago, I tried to put some synthetic braids in my hair, a style that I did. And that night, I could not sleep. I got up in the middle of the night and took them out. My scalp was on fire. And then shortly after that, I saw that study and I said, oh, we'll go figure. So obviously I'll never do that again. But they said more than 90% of black products that are for black hair are bad. So it's like, what are y'all doing this on purpose? And I would imagine that you are. You're doing this on purpose. So why are you doing that? You're trying to get rid of black people and predominantly black women because we're the ones that use it the most, right? Very telling. It's a really good case to be natural. Uh, Shannon says you can use pomegranate juice or cranberry juice. Yep. Michelle says Vance went to Denmark preaching to them on how bad Greenland is, not treating them right. The people of Denmark reminded him of white colonizers taking U.S. land from the Native Americans. Didn't go well. Yeah, I was like, who do you think you are? Go over there and tell them what they need to be doing. That, yeah, you're right. That didn't go over well. Thunder says no, it's a political thriller. Okay, I got to check it out. I will check it out. Queen of Dia says, eat from the land with the things the Most High designed. You can't go wrong. There you go. Negroes says, Demetra, do you know who Tim Black is on YouTube? Yes, I know who he is. I do. Texas Indians weren't getting killed. They weren't. He says they weren't getting killed. They just weren't allowed in America, which is why they went to Canada, become a citizen, and get in the States. That way, like Kamala, mom tried to do. Okay, got you. Thank you, one who cares, for reminding people to hit the like button. Raven says Nuri Muhammad of the NOI investigated why Chick-fil-A sandwiches were so popular. He saw on their website where their sandwiches had 50 ingredients in it, 38 were man-made, which he called a dope sandwich. Nuri said Chick-fil-A has since removed their sandwich ingredients list. Yeah, it's too late. We already know. And then they also said that they were going to be using a different type of chicken that weren't hormone free. So it was like, okay, nah. But yeah, he said he understood why the line was wrapped around and why people were so addicted to the sandwich, because it has a lot of chemicals that are very addicting. Thunder says it's called Zero Day. It's a great series. It's only a few episodes, but wow. Okay, Zero Day. Got you. I'm gonna write that down. Zero Day. Negro says the carcinogen amount is less than 1%. Okay, so you're talking about for synthetic hair, 1% is a lot for me. But air is carcinogen, I'm quite sure. Frank, how you doing? Says, wasn't Cory Booker affiliated with William Bradley of Newark, the alleged shooter of Malcolm X? I'm not sure. Y'all give me an education if he was. Sister Shirley says, Henry Kissinger signed a depopulation order in 1971. Michelle says, if you use sugar, you should buy organic cane sugar. Yep, and make sure it's vegan. That's true. If it's not vegan, it has dead animal bones in it to make it white and free flowing. Learn that from Peter. Yes, that is absolutely true. There's sugar that's not animal free, believe it or not. So you have to check in the bag to see if it is or not. Carrie says they have been at war against us for decades. We just didn't know it. We know now. So what's our excuse, right? Tracy says majority of black products are not owned by our people. That is true. Tex says, but she was divorced from Kamala. He says, but she was divorced from Kamala's dad. She wasn't allowed to stay in the States, so she went to Canada. Got you. Hey, Rodney, how you doing? Says on purpose. Same with that black men shaving products. Yep, they are definitely doing that to us on purpose. So we need to, look for other options. Hey, Avenge the Ancestors, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. And yes, indeed. 48 TCO, what's going on with you? Says horse hair sounds a lot better to use now. Ain't gonna be putting no horse hair on my head. Shan says, I'd like to see they're trying to kill us, African Americans. Anybody can. In your comment cut off. Nyla says Trump loathed the NFL during the Colin Kaepernick era. Will Trump segregate the NFL, NBA? And come on now, he ain't. This is college football. I bet he won't. These entities will lose billions. They need us. Yeah, and you would think they would say, now we're good, but they won't, because as Farrakhan said, they're highly paid slaves. He says, is Angela Bassett in Zero Day? It'd be cool if she was, right? And Rodney says, Boondocks had that chicken episode to warn us, right? Also, Clone Tyrone movie and Undercover Brother. They had a scene as well with some chicken. So it's like, it must be the chicken. Make your own chicken. We make some of the best fried chicken. You make your own chicken at home, right? Thunder says Tractor Supply sells 10 live chickens for about $40 to $50. Yeah, you have a choice of a meat bird or egg producing bird. Yeah, I see people are also going to Trader Joe's and they're buying their unpasteurized eggs and they're actually hatching them into chickens, and then they're making their own eggs at home with eggs at Trader Joe's, unpasteurized. I saw that yesterday. So interesting. 48 TCO says, I promise it's going to be a lot of naked booty horses in Acres home. You crazy. Ali says they've been trying to kill black people, but they can't, like Bob Marley's song. They are going to try to see we face, but they can't get us out of the race. Absolutely. Our Negro says, let's separate. Let's find out, let them find out. So basically separate from is what you're saying. Okay, so she is in 0 day. All right, y'all. So guess what? That is my time. I'm at 0 time. Love and appreciate every last one of y'all. Was supposed to come on here with Walter if he is not busy tomorrow. He'll definitely be here, you know, doing what he does best. And that's what Walter does, giving us the information that we need to know about money and, you know, the stock market and all of that. So if he comes on, we'll be better off for it. But in the meantime, you guys have a great rest of your day. And if you guys see fit, please and thank you for donating and everything that you've done. Like, subscribe, all that. I in full appreciation of everything that you do. Thank you guys, and thank you, Mike. I will see y'all, if not tomorrow, one of these days. I'll come back before you, as I've been doing for the last couple of weeks. So y'all have a great day. Peace.